Hi there, and welcome to this not review of the One Way UK Daily Devotionals from the 23rd of July all the way through to the 12th of August. I'm just taking a break for these 3 weeks, particularly so because for the two of those weeks we're concentrating on the Olympics, and therefore we're doing a slightly different thing. We're not reading through a specific book in the Bible. We're looking at verses that apply to or could be applied to different sports, different aspects of the Olympics. And so don't forget to let us know one way how you feel about that. Did you find that an interesting break from going through a whole book, or what do you feel? The purpose of the One Way UK devotional is to be a blessing to you. And if it isn't a blessing to you, we'd far rather you tell us and explain how you think they could be improved, rather than just unsubscribing and stop having them. But anyway, just before I leave you and sort of I come back to you after the 12th of August, I just wanted to share just one thing. At the beginning of this particular video, you just saw one of the newspapers, how they handled the headline concerning the GB team of gymnasts who won bronze medal. And just one little thing just struck me about that whole event, because if you remember, the first information that came up is that the GB team had won silver. The Ukrainians had won the bronze, and the Japanese were fourth. And then the Japanese, I don't know what the correct word is, so perhaps protested is completely the wrong word to use, but they actually asked, if you like, for a recount of one of their players' scores, and everybody was readjusted. Sadly for the Ukrainians, they were kicked off the podium altogether, and our people will move down from silver to bronze. Now, although I understand that the Japanese were entitled to do what they did, and that many experts, of which I am not one, many experts on this form of athletics, gymnastics, said that in fact Japanese did deserve to get the silver. It just something struck me about it, and that is that how much does sport matter to us, and how much should it matter? I was interested in the body language of the Japanese when that first announcement came through that they'd not got a medal, and dare I say it mattered too much. And I far preferred the attitude of people like Mark Cavendish, the cyclist who didn't win, in the first cycling event that took place, when he said, well, you don't understand the sport, and just things happen, and you win some, you lose some, and that's the nature of the sport. And it seemed to me that that more relaxed approach was healthier. And what can we learn from this? Do some things matter too much to us? Do we take them too seriously? Or is there a case for us hanging loose? I think in the Bible they would describe this as hanging loose as actually resting in God, in walking in his peace, being relaxed, not being careless, but being relaxed and confident, knowing that, okay, maybe things have not gone our way, or maybe we've made a terrible mistake, like the British couple doing the synchronized diving, and they made one error on the fourth round, and that knocked them out of the really of all hope of getting a medal. But hang on, life is a process. Sport mirrors that process, I think, quite interestingly. And maybe it's not a good thing to care too much, because all we should be concerned about is doing one thing well, and that's following Jesus. And I do not speak as an expert on that either, because that's something which I constantly need to remind myself of daily is, hey, get your focus right, because what this is all about, this is life. Life is to be lived It's not a rehearsal, it's the real thing. And yes, you know, you will make mistakes inevitably during the day. You are not perfect, not yet, but you know, that's something that the Bible tells me I'm being transformed from glory to glory, daily process, so that there is always the hope that the next day is going to be better than the last day. I don't know, that was my thoughts. My thoughts were I like the attitude of surprise and delight and sheer joy in the British gymnasts gaining a bronze which they hadn't expected to gain. And I was slightly disappointed by the attitude of the Japanese saying, what? We've been beaten, you know, by the Chinese, we can accept that, but we've been beaten by another team, by two other teams, in fact. There must be something wrong. Let's have a recount. Let's go and check and make sure that all the scores were correct. And a bit of a legalistic approach to life, that, isn't it? Now that is something for me to think about. And then I'll come back to you, and I look forward to being with you after the 12th of August. So, have a wonderful Olympics.